Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be working with the Anna Griffin A7 envelope dies and later on in the video the Slimline envelope dies. They did come with an information sheet that tells you how to put them together. It does not have any product examples on there, and even when I went to go look on the website on YouTube to see if there were any previews for like examples, they were all gone. So all of the previews are gone. So I'm going to make this video hopefully to help anyone if they need help making their envelope dies. I did not get the square envelope die, so these are the only two I'll be working with on today. So the first thing you have to do is cut down your paper to the correct size. And because these dies are very big, you will need your large Empress plates and your large Empress to work with these dies. Or a die cutting machine that takes large dies like this. So after it came out of the die cutting machine, it wasn't really embossed the way that I wanted it to. So I am going to run it back through using the embossing mat so that I can just get a deeper emboss on that. So just keep that in mind, that even if you're using the magnetic mat or however you're cutting it, you are going to have to emboss it using the embossing mat just to get it to push through the paper to get that really deep emboss. So it got a really good emboss going through with the embossing mat. And I think that this scallop edge is just so adorable. I was thinking, hey, I don't need these dies, I'll just use my Cricut. But it doesn't emboss and it has a really nice scalloped edge. So I'm really happy with the way that this is looking. For the side panels, I am just going to use 2 pieces of the same cardstock and just lay them up on top of each other and cut them at the same time. If you want that embossing in the side panels, then make sure you run it through twice so that it goes down deeper, or run it through each paper one at a time, and then you'll get that embossed edge on both sides. I guess I really wasn't paying attention when I bought these dies because I thought both sets or all of the sets of dies came with labels, but only the Slimline set comes with the labels. So I pulled out my Compendium dies to try to match the labels in the Slimline, just in case you only got the square or the A7 and you don't have the Compendium. You don't have the Slimline, just so you know which ones match. Now I'm just going to cut out pieces that I'll use on the front of the card and cut out those labels. The assembly on this card is pretty self-explanatory and kind of simple. You just need to get your score lines ready. So there's a lot of different decorative lines on these envelope dies, so you really have to match up your score lines, and you want them to be very smooth. So I'm going to use this ruler just to make sure that my score lines are exactly where I want them to be and they don't end up all wonky. I grabbed my bone folder and I just want to secure the creases on all of the edges of this envelope. I also decided that the embossing, even though I could see it, I wanted it to show up a little bit more, so I'm going to use my Pebeo gilding wax in Empire Gold to go over the embossing, just to give it a little bit more dimension, so that we can really see the shine and the design in that beautiful embossing. I am opting to use glue for my envelope because double-sided adhesive isn't going to give me the wiggle room that I'm looking for. I just say if you're going to use glue, make sure that you're using just, a small amount. And it may not look like I'm using a small amount, but I did just use a small amount so that it doesn't warp your paper and you can't see the glue through the paper, and you'll get a beautiful result. So the instructions kind of forgot to tell us to seal the two side panels together, but that still needs to be done, because even if you seal the bottom up and then put it over the side panels, there's still that gap, which you don't really want gaps on your envelope, because when it's going through the post, you don't want anything to snag on it that could ruin it or open it or tear it. So make sure that you are sealing the inner part of the two flaps where they meet together. And voila, our envelope is almost complete. I just want to put a medallion, the gold medallion, on the tippy top of that. And now we've completed that. So I did glue the two labels together, and now I'm just gonna show how you can, decorate your envelope if you so choose. You could use flowers. Then I was like, okay, we put this label in the center, but then I still need to put, if I'm actually gonna mail it, I put the sentiment in case I'm not mailing it, if I'm gonna hand deliver it. But say I want to mail it, I think that you have to move that label down and then have another label possibly to go on the top of it where you would put your address. So I'm going to put another smaller label up there, decorate that as an option, just in case you are actually going to mail this and you want it to look, really beautiful. So I did cut out a few different labels. This was the other label that I cut out. I am going to use this one in the center of the card, and I'm going to decorate it with the other medallions that came in the kit. And I'm just going to tuck them underneath the label just to give it a little bit of a extra length and make it more decorative. So here is our finished card. Oh wow, it's really, really pretty. I love it. And now I want to show you what kind of cards fit in there. So this is a rosette card. So rosettes, we know they're pretty thick, and then it has also some foam tape on there, so it fits perfectly in the envelope. and there's plenty of room left. There's a tiny amount of bulge with this card, but not much. The next one that we're going to try is a impression die card that I recently did. It is very layered up, and it has dimensional butterflies on it. And let's try this one and see how it fares in the envelope. And it goes in pretty great. And there's still room, like I said. There is more bulge, so it may be more than 1/4 inch thick for the mail. You may have to add extra postage, but it fits. And so you may not need a big fat mailer if you have these dies. And the next one that we're going to do is yes, I just did this video, so if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go watch it, where I take the Anna Griffin flower dies and I make this super pretty card. So we know that those flowers are really dimensional and they stack up on your card and they make it kind of bulky. So how does that work in the envelope? It goes in perfectly, just like the others. It has a little bulge, but it seems like it's pretty protected. As you can see, really thick cards fit in these envelopes, so they are well worth having in your arsenal. Now let's go ahead and work with the Slimline envelope. And I'm just gonna let this one play through, and I'm only gonna stop it one time, I think, to explain something. All right, let's go. And this is where I want to explain that because of the shape of this side panels, you will have to have one paper flipped one way and the other paper flipped the other way so that you get the design on both sides. If you put the paper down both facing the same direction, when you go to put it on your card, you're going to have one pink side and one flower side, which if you like that kind of thing, go for it. But if you want your card to look all the same, then make sure that you understand that you need to flip your paper if you're going to cut it together. And that's just the one thing that I wanted to explain. Other than that, it's just like the other one. It goes together pretty easy, and then we're going to decorate it when we're finished. Well, I said I was only going to stop at once, but I'm back to explain something else about the embossing, kind of like the other envelope, but because you flipped it, you're going to have embossing on the outside of one and on the inside of the other. So if you want I think that there's no way of getting around that. If there is, you guys let me know in the comments section. But just know that one side's going to have an embossing on it on the outside, and the other one's going to have the embossing on the inside. So I definitely want to test out, how much can this envelope take as far as dimension. And I don't have a whole lot of slimline cards. I haven't made that many. So I'm just going to try it with this one, which was the thickest one that I could possibly find. And it went in there perfectly. And as you can see inside, there's plenty of room on both sides still. And when you close it closes up just fine. And there's a little bit of bulge on this, but it's not popping out or trying to bust out. And I don't think anyone's going to have a card that's too much more dimensional than this, but maybe. But yeah, it holds these cards. They easily slide in and out. You're not going to have to struggle trying to get them out, or the recipient won't. There's plenty of room on all sides in these envelope dies. So if you need an envelope die, I'd say give these a try. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.